By the time JM started, there was really already this history and this legacy. But what I wanted to ask you, Brent, is what legacy did Jim leave for the company, and how does that still influence the company? And in a way, what's it like to follow a legend like that? Because there's this incredible endowment that he's left the company in a way that clearly still influences the culture.
Yeah, I mean, every day I always try to hold myself to a standard that says, would he, and I had the good fortune of being able to work directly with Mr. Moran and to learn from him and hold myself to that standard of, is this the way that he would do it, and would he be proud of it? And you mentioned that JM. There were a handful of times that I brought an idea that at the time probably seemed a little crazy. And he would say to me, if your name was on the building, would you do that? And so don't do anything that you wouldn't be proud of. And I use that same line with my 30-something-year-old children that about their life and their career. You know, be proud of everything that you do, and take ownership of everything that you do. I think he would be incredibly proud of the company that we continue to grow and be, because we have undergirded everything that we do with those cultural principles that he taught us. And he just had an incredible, I always say that most people believe that life is an either-or situation. You can do this or you can do that. He lived life in a both-and mode. And that culture is the convergence of what you do and how you do it. I was telling these guys earlier today, it's like the difference between swimming and diving. In diving, it's the physical part of it, but there's also the style points that you get. And we believe that cultural side of things, that you are embracing the culture that we're all about, is critical, and it creates that synergy and that cohesiveness that allows a team that may not have the best athletes to collectively achieve more than anybody else. I'll use a sports metaphor. I'm a FAU grad. March Madness is always a great example. If you took the individual rankings of FAU's men's basketball team that wound up being number 2 last year, I'm sure they would have been in the bottom 50 of the 100 teams that were there, and yet they collectively created something that was greater than the sum of the parts. And we believe that culture allows us to do that, and strategy is important, execution is important, but culture eats all of those things for lunch. And you know what you can expect and depend upon from your teammates. And you know, I think that's just an incredibly important piece of the puzzle.